Okay, it's the Mexican Ginger podcast, not intended for younger audiences. A lot of people just finding out about this podcast right now. That's cool. It's like a 20, 30-minute podcast we do like once a week, just a way to give you guys a chance to know us more than just what you hear about on the radio, and a chance that we can talk about other things that we might not be able to talk about on the radio. And
here we are.
Here we are. And I'm pulling up our first, the first YouTube comments I wanted to get to. So these were comments left on the podcast. The podcast was titled like "If I Get Kidnapped." You had a whole thing on like what you would do if you get kidnapped, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't even remember how that happened.
You were wondering how long you would be kidnapped for before somebody noticed something was wrong.
But it was around when that girl faked her disappearance.
Yes.
And I was thinking, dang, no one would find me. Okay.
So I just happened to see the comments. And normally I don't look for YouTube comments, but I saw these two.
I'm like excited to hear this, but also not, because sometimes people are mean.
This says, we were also talking about J-Lo, how she's kind of like a horrible actress in the most part.
Okay.
So this one's about J-Lo. I disagree with J-Lo being good and Selena. For one, they could have found a prettier young Mexican girl that looks more like Selena. Second, Selena was a wholesome young woman and not a washed-up ex-fly girl that had been run through more than the Boston and New York Marathon.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this person was not happy with J-Lo being cast in the movie Selena 30 years ago.
Well, I mean, people were not happy when she first was casted either, and now the movie's like a classic.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Netflix series that came out.
Oh, the Netflix Selena series? Yeah.
Yeah, people were not happy with who was casted as Selena, but I mean, I don't see anyone, nobody's even talking about it anymore.
I know. So that comment popped up. And then this one was when Lizette was talking about how long she would be kidnapped for before someone noticed. Girl!
Okay.
I assume that's what it sounded like.
How's it spelled?
G-I-R-L.
In all caps?
No.
Oh.
Girl, why would you get kidnapped? No question mark. You shouldn't think negative things like that and being in a car wreck. I'd rather hear you talk about your freaky sex life because those glasses tell me you got wild stories. No,
yeah,
period.
I do. Go listen to the other podcast. Like, I don't live that life anymore, sweetheart. People be saying, they're so like, what the fuck are you talking about? People be so just like out of left field. Like, why would you get kidnapped? Why wouldn't I get kidnapped?
Right? You're prime kidnappable.
I think so. Like, I don't like to be conceited, but I know that I'm like at least somewhat cute.
Oh, I thought like you're an easy target. That's what I meant.
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm like somewhat cute.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to kidnap me for that reason, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I'm small. I'm easy to just pick up and throw into the car.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't go into detail about why I'm easy to kidnap.
There's this study, though. There was this study, I think, was it in San Quentin? I forget where. Whoever they is, the people that did the study, they got a bunch of like murderers or like attackers, like bad people together. And
you heard
the study?
And they asked them what attracted them to the people that they murdered.
No, something different. They showed this panel of incarcerated people. They showed them video of just regular people walking around the street, just busy street, just had a video camera or whatever set up. And they're like, okay, what do you see? And these people be like, that person right there. See how they're walking with their head down, not paying attention? Easy mark. See that person right there? It's a woman. She's in heels, but they're high heels. She's carrying a bunch of stuff. Like, so she's moving slow. Boom, easy target. See that person that's walking like he's making eye contact. His head's looking around. Wouldn't mess with him because he's alert. He knows what he's doing. See that person with his shoulders back and he's confident. No, too confident. That person's gonna like fight back or put up a good fight, or they'll be aware of when I creep. And all these things that we wouldn't notice, but these murderers and kidnappers are like, oh, that one right there, that one right there.
I only pretend to be like not paying attention if I'm walking by like a group of guys then I like pretend to be on my phone or just kind of like looking around, like whatever. But otherwise, and I don't know if I do it for that reason. Like, I don't want to look like I'm not aware of what's going on around me. But I don't feel like, unless I'm reading or responding to an email or something like that, I'm not just walking around outside, like on my phone, not paying attention to what I'm doing, where I'm going, or who's around me. Because I'm so paranoid, I think.
And I used to take BART all the time, and even Caltrain, and the amount of like people that I would see like get their phones stolen or get their headphones ripped off their head because they got this now $800, $1,000 cell phone just out like, I'm just going to text and you never sit by the door. If you're on public transportation, you never sit by the door.
Oh, I don't take public transportation, so I don't know what the rules are.
Well, you never sit by the door because you're the easiest to grab and go. Like if you're sitting there with your cell phone, I'll wait till the door's about to close, grab your cell phone, and I'm off. I'm off the train. Doors are shut right behind me. So keep alert. I never whipped my phone out when I was on BART, when I was on the train. I'm always looking around, but people are just like, head down. I'm just going to walk around the city. I'll walk through a bad neighborhood.
I don't live life like that because there's even so many instances. And now that we do have social media, we see it happen a lot more often where you're being followed like in a store or something like that. And I have like, not a knack, but I can always get the vibe when like a man creeps me out.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean?
Listen to that.
Like just the way that they like stare at you, or if I feel like they're following me, then I'm going to pay attention to this person because like they're giving me creepy vibes. And you see that happen on TikToks and stuff, like whether it be a girl recording this man, like, oh my God, this man's following me around the store, like up and down aisles, like I'm freaking out. Or whether it be just like a bystander that notices a girl's being followed and they'll walk up to them and be like, hey, oh my God, I've been looking for you. Like, you know what I mean? So it just happens so often. And that's part of my paranoia, is just always feeling like I'm being watched. So there's even like this, there's this landscaper in my complex.
Okay.
That watches me.
Oh, really?
Have I not told you about it?
No.
It's like an outside, like contracted company.
Sure. Okay.
That comes and does the landscaping, and they're there like every day. So I don't see him too much now because I don't drive my son to school in the morning anymore. But I used to see him like last year when I would drive him to school in the morning. We'd leave at like 7:15, 7:20 in the morning.
Sure.
Last school year. And I would see him every morning.
Landscaper?
This landscaper. And I feel like by a certain point, he like recognized my car, and he would be like mowing the lawn or cutting bushes or whatever. He would stop dead in his tracks. It like wasn't even trying to be slick. So obvious. Would stop dead in his tracks. Whatever he was working on, whatever he was doing, he would stop and just stare at me and watch me drive by.
Weird.
And I'm like, why does he like?
Yeah.
Like, I'm Mexican, so I could say this. Creepy ass old fucking Mexican guy. Like, you know how they are.
Yeah.
Like the hey mommy, like ugh. He's one of those.
Okay.
And he's still there. I have nightmares about him, of him like attacking me.
Well, he knows where you live. He knows your schedule.
He knows what kind of car I drive. He knows my schedule. He knows when I leave, when I come and go. He knows what apartment I'm in.
Of
like,
course.
I just don't like him.
My fiance was recently followed up and down the aisle. Where were we? Up and down the aisle of some store, and she caught on. She goes, "This dude's following me." And so then she went like across the street.
She's by herself?
Yeah, she went across the street to another store. I think she was in a grocery store or a clothes store. I forget, but then she went across the street to like a Walgreens. And the dude followed her into Walgreens. And so she went down one aisle, and then like he came down, and like she kind of like turned around to confront him, to face him. And she goes, "Stop following me. Why are you following me? Get away," like yelling at him. And so then like he did. He went away, but like she knew that this guy followed her through the first store, then across the street to the second store.
Guys are just so creepy.
I don't know what he wanted either. Like, is it a purse snatch? Is it a kidnap? Is it a quick assault? Like, we don't know.
I feel like, I don't know, just because I feel like men are creepy, they just follow you just to stare at you. Like, half the time they probably aren't even thinking about doing anything to you.
Right.
They just are creepy and disgusting. They just want to stare at you, to be honest. Like,
Good point.
I don't know. Y'all are get on my damn nerves.
Okay, so those are the YouTube comments. Let me ask you, did you see this commercial? I'm going to play it real quick. Did you see that Ben Affleck Ice Spice Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
No, I heard about it, but no.
Okay. Let me play it real quick. I think it'll pick up.
Things with Dunkin' are going well. Big promotion. Made me brand ambassador.
All right, so that's Ben Affleck, obviously. He's talking about how
That's
he's...
him?
Yeah.
Why is he talking like Robert De Niro?
He kind of leans into like the, I'm from Boston. He kind of leans into the, hey, I'm a Boston guy. I'm not an LA guy anymore. Like he leans into his Boston. Well, because it's Dunkin'.
J-Lo. I would hate to talk to him all the time.
I think also he puts it on thick because he's doing a Dunkin' commercial. Dunkin's like an East Coast, Boston, New York thing. Boston. So anyway, this is Ben Affleck. He's going to meet Ice Spice because he's brand ambassador now. Hold on.
We got to come up with a drink name, but it's not easy, right? Nowadays with social media,
to Ice Spice.
It's got to be authentic.
Doesn't it sound like Robert De Niro?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Dunkin' girl.
I'm not seeing it.
Ice Spice. My fans are the Munchkins.
Where you going with this?
Ice Spice Munchkins drink.
I got an idea. Collabs like they do, right? I spit bars with you. We're called Vanilla Ice Spice. Here I am. I'm with Dunkin'. You go.
My question is, are we still doing this? Are we still doing the trope, the corny white guy trying to rap? I want to rap. I can't rap. Are we still doing
like Ben
that?
Stiller in that Diddy video?
Right, but that was, I mean, how many years ago was that? But like, are we in 2023? Are we still doing this? Hey, I'm a white guy talking to a black person. I'm gonna rap, but I'm doing it so horribly, and like the black person's gonna roll their eyes. Like, are we still doing that joke? Like, are we?
I mean,
and that's a
I
Dunkin'
guess.
Donuts
I don't know.
commercial. Like, are we still
Are you
going
offended?
there? I just think I think it's lazy. I think it's cheap. I think it's played out.
I think it's the fact that he's old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see it so much as him being white. I see it more of an age thing,
Or even just
like a
age, sure.
generational thing. Like, he's old,
Sure.
and she's like the young hot new thing right now.
Right.
Also a rapper.
But are we still doing that? And remember, like they go like, do they have like these old
yo.
Yeah, the yo-yo-yos and then the beatbox and then the boy, like are we still going to that same joke like all these years later? Because I think it makes fun. It also makes fun of hip hop also, because it kind of devalues hip hop and how mainstream it is.
Like, that's what white people or old people think hip hop sounds like.
Right. I saw the commercial on the VMAs, and like, we're still doing that. Like, and Ben Affleck let himself do that, because Ben Affleck,
he probably thought it was funny. He seems corny.
He does.
Probably
seem
was
corny.
like, yeah, this will be good. This will be great.
There was some movie. What movie was it?
People are gonna love it.
He's from Boston, so he's a Red Sox fan. He hates New York Yankees, right? There was some movie, a commercial or movie. There was some movie that his character was supposed to wear a New York hat.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, there's no way I'm wearing a New York hat. Like, I don't care if it's for the movie or not. I'm not wearing it. So I guess he held up production for like a day or two, arguing with the producers, the directors, everyone's like, dude, I'm a Boston guy. I don't care if I'm playing a character, but I'm not going to wear a New York hat. There's no way you're going to catch me in a New York hat. And so he held up production for like 2 days just for a stupid New York hat. He didn't think twice about doing this Dunkin' Donuts commercial where he's like the I'm unhip, I don't know how to rap. Like, he didn't think twice about that.
Maybe he was also acting.
I just thought it was corny. All right.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You feel away.
I do. I just don't know why we're still doing that. Like, we're still going back to that joke. Oh no, where'd my Kia Boyz story go? Here it is. Maybe like 2 podcasts ago, the one that was titled "Stealing My Stolen Car Back," Lizette was talking about how her car got stolen. She tracked it down with an app, found it. Cops go, "Oh yeah, we know who did it," but they're like little teenager kids calling themselves the Kia Boyz. They just be stealing cars and joyriding them. You're not gonna be able to prosecute anybody. Like, nothing's gonna happen. And these kids know it, right? Since that day, I've watched so many Kia Boyz videos.
Why?
Just because.
Why are you supporting them?
I'm absolutely not supporting them.
You're giving them views. They're probably making hella money off of every single view you give them.
I'm not liking and subscribing. But the reason that Kia Boyz was trending is because there is so with Kias and Hyundais, there's this lock, there's this mechanism that if you don't have the right key, you can't start the car. All cars have this locking mechanism. If you're not using the right key, you can't start the car. These Kias and Hyundais decided not to put that safety precaution in their vehicles. So
Probably only up to a certain year, though, right? I imagine they have them now.
well, now is when they're all getting stolen. I'm not sure, but the thing is, I'm not gonna like tell people how to steal a car.
I mean,
You
they can
take a
literally go online
screwdriver.
and watch it.
Yeah, you take, you know where your blinker is, your windshield wiper little arm. You put the screwdriver right underneath it, pop it down. The bottom plate comes off. Then you take the part of the key, like the ignition thing, with a screwdriver, pop that down, and then it exposes what looks like the end of a USB cord, like this part. Actually, sorry. This part, it exposes what looks like the end of the cube,
like the
little
block?
brick, the
Yeah.
block. And you can literally, this is what the Kia Boyz do a lot of times. People leave their phone chargers in the car.
Yeah.
They unplug the phone charger, plug this USB part into the brick, turn it, and they start the car. It's literally a 5-second process. I've watched so many people steal these cars.
I knew they were stealing them literally with iPhone chargers.
Yeah, that's why.
But I didn't really like comprehend how or care to look at how, but wow.
So easy. So since then, I've been watching these damn Kia Boy videos. And it's not just here in Sacramento. Seattle has a bad problem. LA has a bad problem.
all
on
over
the
the
East Coast.
country.
Yeah. There were these, I was going to play the video. I'll just tell you about it. There were these 2 teens who were arrested in Spokane, stealing cars, putting themselves on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, whipping these cars 100, 110 miles an hour. And then when they're done with the car, they jump on the windshield just to stomp the windshield in. A 13-year-old and a 14-year-old were both arrested. One of them was, I don't know which one. One of them was hiding in a closet in his mom's house. The other one was taken into custody at his middle school. Both are facing like 26 different felonies, 10 gross misdemeanors. Just
What fucking failure as parents. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My son is turning 12 this weekend. He's not too far off in age from those kids.
Yeah.
And I just could not imagine him doing anything like this.
Kia Boying it up.
Like, first of all, I will roast the shit out of him. Like, what are you now, a Kia boy? Like,
Yeah.
he's not gonna make it out of my house. No, absolutely not. Like, it's like you have kids that young and they're out of the house alone for this long to like be doing stuff like this all the time. Like, I'm sorry, it's you failed as parents and it's your fault.
Problem.
Like, I'm a firm believer in it all starts at home.
Sure.
Like 100%. Whether you're, I don't know, not actually taking the time to like instill good morals in your kids, or whether you're bringing people around your kids that are into that lifestyle, or maybe you're into that lifestyle and you think you're doing a good job at hiding it from the kids and not exposing them, but they know a lot more than you think they do, and what they're exposed to a lot more than you think they are, and it's just like, I don't know, it all starts at home, and it's just I don't know, kids having kids are just,
dude, my parents, my mom knew exactly who my friends were and like what kind of people they were. Like, hey, they knew my bad influence friends. They knew my good influence friends. They knew what I was into. And, you know, my mom was a teacher. She didn't get home till like 5:30, sometimes 6 at night. So like I had all day after school if I wanted to go run around. You know, they knew. She knew what was up. She knew where I was.
Yeah.
And then like she knew what type of kid I was. Like, you know, there were some shirts or like hoodies or whatever that had different sayings or logos or whatever. She wouldn't want, no, you're not wearing that. No, you're not going outside looking like that. Like the parents can control their kids.
it's so funny because my mom used to be that way. Like when I was in middle school or high school or even in elementary school, whatever, like if I wanted to go to someone's house, she had to drop me off.
Yeah.
She had to meet the parents, like get out, talk to them. If she felt like there was something wrong with the parents, or if she didn't, because like my mom's super old school Mexican and like she can be very judgy.
Okay.
Which I used to not like. But if she felt like they had even done drugs at all once, or if they smelled like cigarettes, or if she could smell alcohol, she's like, no, you're not going over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was the same way, like with my friends. She's like, yeah, sure, you can hang out with them, but they have to come over here and you guys have to sit in the living room.
Smart.
And like, it was like weird stuff like that. And
because your parents know who the loser friends are. They know who the troublemaker friends are.
And now, and I have this conversation with my sister all the time, like, if my niece or my son were getting out into the things that we were doing when we were like in middle school, high school, or even like the things that I remember other kids were doing. Maybe I wasn't doing it, but I remember other kids in my class or even a year below or a year above me they were on one.
Yeah, hell no.
And all that's all I can think is like, oh my gosh, like he's the age I was when I found out about this or when kids were doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my
Timeline.
gosh. Like,
you know his timeline.
I know his timeline, and I also know or feel like kids are a lot worse now. I feel like kids keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And they keep getting worse younger and younger and younger. So I just can't.
Bernie Mac, F
I'm
them
like,
kids.
oh my gosh. Luckily, my son's a nerd, and he just wants to watch anime and get Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's and play video games, like, and build Legos.
Keep him in that bubble. Hey, real quick, do you think Eric wants to share the story of the stalker? You think that's a good story for the pod?
I don't know. I already heard the story.
Is it good? Should we bring him in real quick? Yeah, bring him in. Be like, yo, we're doing the pod. Okay, so we ran down the hall. We got Eric. While we were on...
You mean the building defender?
Yeah.
You mean the security guard?
During commercials, during the show, I was like, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm walking by Eric's office, and he was like randomly, like, are you going to the bathroom? And I was like, yes. He goes, be careful. There's a stalker out there. And I was like, what? So I literally am going to the bathroom, like fearing for my life.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go, but I had to go really bad because I just had that Red Bull, and I was like, oh my God, should I not go? But I have to go. Maybe I could just like run in and out really fast. He was like, I don't know. Maybe I was like, is she still out there? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe she's in the bathroom. I was like, why would you say that?
So this is not the first time that like odd individuals have come to a radio station and try to like gain access. But this is the first time I think since we've been here in Sacramento.
Right.
Okay, so what happened?
So long story short, I go to the bathroom.
You don't have to make it short. We have plenty of time.
Oh, that's right. We're a podcast.
We're a podcast.
This is uncensored. I forgot. We're not on the radio.
It is uncensored.
Can I drop F-bomb?
If you want, Lizette does all
Yeah,
the time.
I did a few already. I try not to.
If it slips out, it slips out. So anyway,
PG-13.
But fuck it.
to paint the picture, so we have this long hallway to get kind of this back area of the radio station. There's a lobby, but we kind of take this back area, right?
Okay.
So I'm coming back in, and this lady's on the floor crying on the phone.
Sitting on the floor.
So it's sitting on the floor. Next to her, it's like her purse and then a Starbucks cup, right? That's the situation. That's the thing. So
In our hallway.
in our hallway.
Near the elevator.
At the back. No, so at the back door. And only people that work at the station know. That's like how...
At the back door?
All the way to the back, right? So
like the one that's right here
by
by
our
the
office.
Right. So nobody knows that exists unless you're an employee, right? If you work, that's how we get in the building.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
go
yeah.
through our own lobby, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so she's on the phone crying. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on right now, right? So
Yeah.
the first thing she's like, I want a house, and I need to see how to claim my house. Where can I claim my house? I'm like, whoa, what? And then she's like, and I need to talk to Delilah. That's from our sister station, The Breeze. I don't know what. I'm trying to like kind of. I don't think Delilah's here right now,
Yeah.
right? Which she's not. She's in a radio secret, but. And then God, there was so much. Then she pulls out her phone and she pulls up the iHeart app, right?
Okay.
And she's showing. She's like, these people just won't stop bothering me. And it's like the suggested artists like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry or whatever.
Okay.
I'm like, oh no, look at my phone. Suggested artist, here's Drake, look,
Yeah.
And then she goes, there were emails, scrolls, there's so many, it's all junk emails, spam. Like, oh my God, and they won't stop bothering me, blah, 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 And I'm like, oh no, you don't have to, they're not real people. That's like bots, and
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah.
respond. Just ignore that. She thinks these are people after her, right?
Sure, emailing her.
In distress. I feel bad even talking about me. I don't want to make fun of her, but it's like, please don't come for
But
me.
it's scary.
So it doesn't stop there. So then she just, I need to talk to somebody. Then she's all mad, and then she like kind of pulls out, like she's like, well, let me leave you my number. And she in her phone, there's like 5 phones in her purse.
Whoa.
And I'm kind of trying to get a little
Stolen phones?
I
Are
don't
they
know,
all
man. It was
hers,
just
you think?
super sad. And I'm like, is there anything else in there? I need to do a karate chop or
Yeah.
something. And so I think that's it, right? I don't know. And then so anyway, I kind of calmed her down, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we can help right now, but leave your info. She's like, okay, I got a car downstairs. And then the protocol's called building security just to make sure that they know, which they're always here in our parking lot doing rounds.
Yeah, they are.
Where were they here when we needed them? I'm here defending the fort. So,
So she got up to our
All the way.
floor.
Came to our floor.
And then instead of trying to gain access through the main door, she tries to sneak in the back door where all the employees go in and out.
So you guys, we need a key card to get in that area. So she was just trying to get into the building, basically trying to
Right.
find a studio. So
Right.
her goal is like find an on-air studio, get on the radio live, talk about. Did I mention that part that people were losing their jobs? So she
No.
wanted-
You just said that she
No.
needed a
Sorry.
house and something
So
else.
that's why she wanted to talk to Delilah. She's like, I need to talk to my coworkers are going to lose their jobs, and I need to get on the air. So that's another part of it. So
oh wow, so she was stressed.
a lot
What
going on.
did she look haggard, dirty
'Cause
clothes?
When this happens, most of the time, in my experience, for the people listening, it's always somebody who they don't necessarily look homeless, but they don't look put together.
Yeah.
And so that's what I picture whenever somebody because there's been instances where they have not only come up to the floor or have been wandering the halls, but they've been inside where you need key card access
Yes.
to get into. They have found ways to get inside, and now they're roaming around the halls where the studios are, where they can have interactions with people. And you can always kind of you notice someone you don't
Stands out,
recognize.
yeah.
Yes, they stand out, and they do sometimes look
No, so
off.
she was wearing suit pants, like a black top. You would think she was like a GM at a company or something. She was very well put together.
Oh.
Just kind of crying in distress. But no, she didn't. Very crisp and clean.
Are we
she's,
giving out houses?
Yeah. Are we giving out houses?
Because how do I?
We have a lot of stations in our group, so I was like, is one of the stations giving out houses that we don't know about?
I don't
'Cause
know.
Yeah.
How do we get signed up for that? But no, I don't know.
This lady tried to Kia Boy a studio. I'm here to
Too
take over a
soon.
studio. Too soon. Sorry.
It's not funny.
I guess if you didn't get your car stolen, it's funny.
That makes me mad too, by the way.
Oh my God,
Kia
that
Boyz.
kid that was hanging out the side of the window.
Oh,
Kia
that makes me
Boyz.
mad.
Kia
Ooh.
Boyz.
And I know you can't do anything. The cops aren't doing anything.
And that's the thing. Okay, so I was telling Lizette, and Eric, you might be able to feel me on this one. I was telling Lizette, since we had the convo about how her car got stolen and the Kia Boyz, and I'm like, how can these kids, how can the cops know who stole the car and still not be able to do anything? Yeah. So I went down these rabbit holes last few days about all these Kia Boyz. So I saw the video last night that I played on the air today, where these two kids stole a car. I think it was a Kia out of a Safeway parking lot, broad daylight, and the woman who owns the car is coming out with her groceries, and the car's peeling away, and one of the kids is hanging out the window like, I know you're mad, Kia Boyz, bitch. But I'm like,
Yeah.
so there's two things. One, that happens in broad daylight, no one's stopping. The second one, I was watching this news YouTube, and this dude, he drove somewhere to a park or something like that. He was just walking, going on a little hike. He's walking, and he's being interviewed. And as he's talking, obviously we see his cell phone footage. And he goes, as I'm coming back to my car, I see somebody sitting in my driver's seat. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is not my car. And then he's like, wait, that is my car. So then he takes out his phone and he's like, hey guys, so what are you doing? And there's two kids. One is in the driver's seat with the screwdriver, and the other kid is by the back tire, hey man, get away. And the guy who owns the car is like, get out of my car. What are you doing in my car? Stop. And he didn't stop the kids. And the guy's just boom, with the screwdriver, gets in the car and drives off. But I'm like, how do you not, I know you're not supposed to hit a kid, but how do you not, if somebody, I don't care if it's whoever, if somebody's stealing your vehicle and you're watching it,
Yeah.
how can you let that happen without grabbing someone, throwing someone, punching? How do you not fight and defend your vehicle? Instead, you pull out your cell phone. Hey, stop.
Right.
Could you stop taking my car?
Is that the fear because they're kids? You can't put your hands on them. Look, here's the thing. One of these days, the little Kia Boyz, they're gonna mess with the wrong car.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be good for them, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
When I found my car, the kid, I don't know if it's the kid who stole it. Because I don't know if I told you guys this, but the night that my car got stolen, one of the neighbors on the street or whatever where my sister lives said that they caught a woman on their Ring camera who had broken into her car about an hour before my car was stolen.
Whoa.
So this whole time I'm thinking, and she said it was some crackhead bitch. It wasn't just some woman just walking around. It was some crackhead. And so the whole time I'm thinking some crackhead stole my car.
Sure.
And when I found my car, there was this a kid in the driver's seat, this little Mexican boy, and he was talking to some crackhead bitch. And I'm like, I bet you that's her.
Mm.
I don't know if he was with her or if she brought it to him. I don't know what happened, but I had a feeling like that's probably her. There was also like a Kate Spade sunglass case on the floor of the front seat
Of your car when you got it back?
There's a screwdriver in it. What else was in there? There was a keyless garage door entry little like kit. Because also what my sister said, what they do is when they break into these cars, if they have, people have like garage door opener clickers on their visors, they'll take those too and then go back and break into the garage later.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I never thought about that.
So I was telling Lizette, I'm like, what if they fucking got down in your car? Like that's gonna be in your head forever every time you drive your car like that.
They made a baby in your back seat.
That's what I think of because our Kiss hoodie, I keep it in the studio. It's my studio hoodie because it gets really cold in here all the time. And that weekend, I brought it home with me because, every once in a while I bring it home and wash it or whatever.
Yeah.
I brought it home with me, but I left it in my car. And when I got my car back, all my shit was gone. Like everything I had in the car, in the middle console, in the glove compartment, my phone charger, my fucking rosary hanging on the mirror, everything
They
is
stole
gone.
the rosary.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Jelani's toy gun that we were playing with, that little wooden shotgun that my mom got him from Santa Cruz, like all the shit I had in the back, it's all gone except for the Kiss hoodie. And I was like, I don't want to know, like
They humped on the
I
hoodie.
don't want to
They did.
know what they used this hoodie for to wipe up whatever the fuck they was doing back here. Like I haven't even touched
There's
it.
DNA though. There's DNA on that hoodie, probably.
I
Right?
haven't touched it. I'm gonna throw it away, to be honest. Like I don't want to know why this is the only thing that's still in the car.
They humped a crackhead on top of your hoodie.
Every time you drive your car, you're gonna look in the rear view and think of like this teenager getting down in the backseat of your car.
Gross.
Lizette.
You're disgusting.
That
for
is
talking
gross.
About this.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks for the
Hold
story.
on, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Straw.
go.
First of all, we're safe. Can we acknowledge that I saved the building?
No,
Can we
you
say- can
absolutely
I-
did.
Can we? Okay. thank
Absolutely
you.
did.
Yeah, good job.
I was ready to.
Did you not send an email out about, hey guys, there's a stalker? Oh, you did?
So
Not to us,
Building
but-
wide, no, but to
Oh,
management.
I thought it
yes.
was going to be building wide. Because Lizette came back in, and I'm like, well, we have a lock on our studio. Like, Lizette, lock our studio.
Oh, yeah.
And so we did the rest of the show locked in here, just in case.
Comes in handy. You never know.
I told you she wasn't back here.
You never know. She made Kia Boy the other side of the building.
Don't worry, security's on it downstairs. They're doing their rounds.
No, they're not. They don't.
Hold
ever,
on.
They don't ever do.
Can I
shit.
hijack the podcast for 2
Go
seconds?
ahead. Yeah.
I can't come on the Mexican Ginger podcast and not talk the biggest story in the world this week, you guys.
The Mexican
The
aliens?
Thank you.
Yes.
You already knew what I was going to say. You already knew
They
what I
look
was
like
going with it.
birds.
Yeah.
Their ribs are weird.
There's aliens.
They got weird heads, like
Yeah.
on TV. Like the United States had
the Mexican aliens.
We had our little American hearing with Congress or whatever, right? There's some whistleblowers, the UFO guys, the pilots.
Yeah.
Mexico brought out bodies. They put out little coffins with little. Here we go. They're 1,000 years old, and there's some
Yeah.
aliens.
Yes.
You're welcome.
They're 1,000 years old.
That's what they said. Yeah, they found them in like Peru, like back
1,000 years ago,
So-
or
they're
are
estimated
the
to be
aliens' actual age is 1,000 years?
estimated. I don't know how, but then the
But
thing
we
is like
found them like 20 years ago.
the thing is like they didn't decompose.
Yeah.
Like, if allegedly if it's from that long ago, right? Like they're just intact almost. Like you're like, how the fuck? So
Yeah.
anyway, there's alien bodies on TV.
I fully believe it.
Shout out to Mexico because
And they were so small
They
too.
stepped up. Yeah.
yeah,
They make cute little pets.
tiny little I don't know.
I think there's
If you
something
could
there
have
to
an
it.
alien, would you?
You could have an alien.
If I
But-
could have one,
but you
no,
like-
then it's like Transformers.
But you risk it like turning on you maybe, or maybe it's like a not good, kind of like humans, how you have like bad people and good people. Like there's good
Yeah.
aliens and bad aliens. You can have your own alien, but like we don't know how it's going to grow up.
No, this is like Wick Wiki. What was his name? What was the guy from what was Shia LaBeouf's character in Transformers? Something Steve Wick Wiki. Anyway,
I don't fucking
this
know.
is the whole thing about Transformers. Like, so Shia LaBeouf, like he found Bumblebee, and he's like, okay, well this car turns into a robot. I'll just hide it. But you can't hide it because now the FBI and the CIA and the DEA, like everybody's like raiding your house. Like the government knows that you got robots, kid. So I don't want the government like kicking in my door because I got an alien.
No, not like an illegal alien, like
Wait, what?
not like a Mexican.
I know.
We're talking about non-human intelligence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You guys
But
like how
I'm
I threw that
saying-
in NHI? That's the new name, by the
But
way.
I'm saying,
Oh, is it NHI?
It's not UFO, it's UAP now, and it's not aliens or what's the other one? Extraterrestrial. It's not extraterrestrial, it's non-human intelligence.
Okay.
Because we got to be politically correct with the government.
So extraterrestrial. So no, if
so no. Like it's
I don't want
like
one at my house.
it's like Pokemon, like how everyone just has their own Pokemon, and it's like normal.
You can go to PetSmart, get a Pokemon
So
alien.
you're saying like the alien thing's out in the open like say 10 years from now, and it's just like, okay, we know they exist. They're walking with us. you
Yeah.
know? But now you can have one as a pet
Well, I don't.
or as a best friend or whatever. You just kinda
like
roll with it, you
best
know?
a pet sounds weird, but like you can just have like your own alien.
Like what's the American Dad, right? What's his face?
Yeah. Roger.
Yeah,
Roger
like
the alien,
Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
There
do
you
that. In that case, I'll do it. But Roger does.
Even
he gets
if it
into
could
mischief.
kill you,
Roger's lazy.
He gets into
He doesn't
mischief.
do any. He
Roger's
brings
funny.
nothing.
Roger's funny.
He brings nothing to the household.
It can kill me. Yeah, but dogs can kill you also. I would
Exactly
have an
my
I don't
alien.
think
point.
we want an alien. I don't think we can't trust them. I don't know if you can trust them.
Can't trust these hoes.
You know my hot take? You want to hear my hot take?
Yeah.
It's not aliens. It's us. It's us from the future. I don't know. Look it up.
I did hear
Do the
that. I did
research.
hear that theory.
They're not coming from other planets. They're coming from other dimensions. Now that's where I get confused because I can't comprehend fucking.
Yeah.
Was it time travel and portals and shit?
Uh-huh.
But
So
it's
we all just turn into aliens?
like if it's a million years from now, we just look like that now.
We
But
either
then, you know?
evolved or devolved.
Yeah.
And that's us.
Yeah.
Because we all fucking burned because the earth got too hot?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Because I go like, how do they have?
Or maybe that's just a part of that's what we turn into after like living in space for so long. Like bet you something happens to Earth to where like we all have to leave.
Yeah.
And then you turn into that, like our heads swell, our
Yeah.
eyes get all fucking big, and
Everybody keeps talking about like, hey, I want to time travel. I want to time travel. Maybe we have that.
those are all the people that got stuck
Boom,
time
they're
traveling.
coming back now.
I'm sure we're gonna figure it out at some point. I don't know if it's like thousands.
But
of
why
years
do we
from now,
not
but
speak English anymore then?
How do you know they don't speak English?
Well, I mean, we also don't speak the native tongues that we originally did. Caveman language, even like Roman language, like it's evolved over
True.
hundreds and thousands of years. Like we don't speak the same way that our ancestor did.
Do you think like the kids' slang just kept progressing more and more and more? Like that's what it turns into?
Yeah. Kia Boyz.
Like Gen Z aliens, like they talking like this.
Like
is,
we've been talking
This is sus, guys.
English for like mad long.
See
Matt,
that?
Why-
Matt,
and
Matt's
it's-
not cool. You can't say Matt. That's not cool anymore.
I don't give a fuck. That's how I talk.
Listen, the aliens have 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 arms. It just looks like us. It looks
looks-
like humanoid. It's like an alien should be a blob or
I
some
always
other
thought we
shit,
would
you know?
grow, we would evolve to survive in water.
Oh, actually go back to where we originated from.
Like, I don't know, just be able to like stay underwater for long periods of time or maybe get like webbed fingers or something. I don't know. I always just felt like we would evolve to adapt to live in water.
Huh.
I think they're time
Right?
travelers.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time, where would you go? First choice.
Well, not too far because no matter where you want to go, you also have to think of medical, like your medical, the medical technology or advancements aren't there. Like, oh, dude, I would love to go back to like Al Capone, Roaring 20s type of stuff. But
Then
I'm
you
like,
like die of measles.
yeah, that's the only problem though. You're gonna die if you get a sneeze.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe like the 80s. I don't think I'd want to go too far. I don't know.
The 20s would be cool though. That was a cool like Marilyn Monroe era.
Yeah, but dentists, if you had to go to the dentist,
Ooh, yeah.
they're just hey, drink some whiskey, got to yank 5 teeth out of your face.
When was the Great Depression? That was before the 20s.
That
right?
was in the
Like around
20s.
there? They had cocaine and Coca-Cola.
Oh,
You
yeah,
go
good
buy
point.
that, and
But just like the what do they call it?
50s was mad racist. Like it's Happy Days, but it's
like
mad
the
racist.
glamour Hollywood era. Like that would
The
be
Marilyn
fun.
Monroe area.
Elvis Presley.
What do they
like that.
call it though?
Old Hollywood? No, not Old
Not
Hollywood.
old Hollywood. Something Hollywood.
Yeah.
What do they call it, Eric? You're the music
Classic Hollywood, Old Hollywood.
We should know this
Retro?
for
What-
being in.
Old Hollywood. I don't know.
We should know this for like
Golden Age.
being in.
Golden Age. Is that
No,
what-
Golden Age of-
No?
no, like
We weren't alive, so I don't know.
Golden Age of Hollywood. Classical Hollywood.
No.
Golden Age of Hollywood is what it just keeps popping
no,
up.
that's not it.
Like what era are you thinking? Like 70s?
Like
80s?
Marilyn Monroe era.
What's that? 50s, 60s?
Like
I didn't realize she was in so many movies. I just thought she was
Yeah.
famous for like 1 or 2 things. She was like a movie star.
Isn't-
star.
We have to
Isn't
fact
her
check. Isn't
movies.
she like part Mexican or half Mexican. She lived in Mexico.
She's Mexican, yeah.
And then she speaks Spanish or spoke Spanish?
She's Mexican, but she like made herself look hella white to be in Hollywood.
To pass. She was passing.
She was very white passing.
She was a movie star in the 40s and 50s. But also, like, deodorant wasn't around. People weren't brushing their teeth. Like, there's a lot of hygiene issues that make me want to not time travel.
But then they would see you. They're like, where do you get these clothes from? Where do you get these glasses? What is this?
It's not like you're the only one that would stink.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't stink, but everybody around me would. Their breath would be funky.
You probably wouldn't even notice.
But also, have you looked at like what beautiful people looked like back in like the 60s and 70s or like 40s? You're like, oh, that was hot.
But then you could go. What if? What if we were able to go back in time and like invent shit?
Okay.
But then that would change the whole timeline. What's it called? The butterfly effect.
But then we'd be rich.
What would you invent? What do you know now that you can go back and just with the raw supplies that are out there, what could you invent?
I don't know. It depends. Depends on what's in high demand.
What's in high demand? What
could you invent? Like right now, like what could you invent?
Kylie's lip kits.
Instagram.
How?
How
you have to invent the web.
It's not on the phone, so it's like on a magazine or something. I don't know, like on paper.
Yeah.
Submit your booty pictures and we'll post them on in a newspaper, in the New York Times.
Start the party line.
All right, IG models, line up. I don't know. Okay, so back then.
Is it just called old Hollywood?
How about birth control?
Oh, yeah, good point.
What else?
Vintage?
I know, like that golden era of Hollywood. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You're still on that?
Yeah, I thought if I Googled it. I think it's just called old Hollywood, but that doesn't sound right. You guys know what I'm thinking of, right?
I know exactly what you're thinking of. But that's when you would go back to like that.
I just think it would be fun.
Yeah.
To like do drugs with Marilyn Monroe and go to those cool parties and dress cute.
Yeah.
Have wind blow up your dress.
And
why is that her thing? That's her one thing.
That's her one thing.
Like when you think of her and people didn't really know, they're like, oh, that's the lady with the wind. Why? Was it a photo shoot or something?
It was from a movie.
It was from a movie. Some Like It Hot? Was that it?
I don't remember what movie it was.
9 Year Itch? 9 Years something?
She was filming a movie and her mans was there watching her do that. And like everyone, all the creepy old guys that were like extras and being photographers or whatever were all like, ooh, over her butt. She had like these panties on under. I think they were like shorts or no, they may have been like panties that maybe like bikini bottom looking panties.
Those were panties back then?
Yeah.
Shorts.
Granny panties.
And her dress would fly up and like they were all looking at her butt and like all oogly eyed and her husband was there and he beat her ass after that.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I know all this.
She had I saw like 2 or 3 different Marilyn Monroe documentaries this year. She lived a horrible
life. Yes.
So much assault, drugs.
She was with that baseball player,
DiMaggio.
DiMaggio, yeah. Yeah, he was very mean to her.
Really?
Yes. He was very abusive.
Oh man.
She was assaulted. She was beat up. It was
He's from
bad.
the Bay. Shout out to Joe DiMaggio.
Is he really?
San Francisco, yep.
This jacked up teeth. See, that's the problem. Like people
Didn't
thought
he
he
have
was
a big
hot.
ass nose too? Like
He ain't no Ben Affleck. He ain't no Idris Elba.
he ain't no Michael B. Jordan, I'll tell you that much.
By the way, cheap plug, watch Hijacked, Apple TV. Idris Elba killed it.
Somebody else just told me that. Oh, we talked about that at Cheesecake. That's right.
Good
That's
show. I
right.
won't give it away. Good show.
Okay. All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
we got to
this
wrap this
was
up.
long.
Hey, there's aliens in Mexico. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know. There are. In Mexico. Aliens. Is that how they say? No. Okay.
How do you say aliens in Spanish?
Aliens.
He said aliens.
Straw, say it with us. Extraterrestre.
Extraterrestre.
There you go. Which I think is not politically. It's non-human. How do you say it in Spanish? NHI. Where we got to get it right. Non-human intelligence.
Yeah.
No.
I don't like that.
All right.
Why?
It's too long.
Oh. I don't know.
All right. Let's wrap up the podcast.
That's how my mom would say it.
You can always follow us on Instagram at Strawberry
Wait,
and
finish
Lizette.
this in Spanish.
Okay.
Say it in Spanish.
Oh, the whole thing?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know it. At Strawberry
You
and
can
Lizette.
also follow us on Instagram.
That is not.
Do yours. Go.
Yeah, Spanish. What am I saying?
Your Instagram. If you want to follow.
At Lizette Love.
That is not Spanish. You have to say síguenme. Repeat after me.
Síguenme.
And me Instagram. That's.
And me Instagram.
And then your handle.
How you say that?
Ah.
No, not A.
Aquí.
No.
No,
At-
you don't have to say the at. They get it. They know.
At Lizette Love, LIZETTELOVEE.
Eric, you want to give out your plugs?
En las redes sociales.
Yes.
Redes. Say that. Redes. That means web.
No, give out your Instagram.
Eric on Air 1.
There it is. Strawberry Radio.
Follow us, but don't stalk us in the building, please.
Please. All right. Peace.